Let me introduce you to Richard Burgon. He's the Shadow Justice Secretary, sits on the Labour front bench. Evening to you. Firstly, your reflections on this afternoon and what the Speaker has done. Some saying that he was acting partially and he should have let the House express its will.
Well, I don't think it was a surprise to anyone. I mean, you correctly stated it's a precedent that goes back 400 years, but it's also a precedent that goes back just a few months as well, in that Jacob Rees-Mogg himself, the Leader of the House, welcomed this precedent being applied when it suited him just a few months ago when they're trying to bring Theresa May's deal back again and again and again. So I don't think it's a surprise to anyone, and it strikes a lot of people as a bit like spoilt brats throwing the toys out the pram because they haven't got their own way, trying to bring the same vote again on the next sitting day just 48 hours later. It's a bit of a joke, really. They've got to understand, some you win, some you lose. They've lost. Let's move on.
Let's talk then about the substantive nature of the next couple of days and this withdrawal agreement bill coming before the Commons. Well, you getting details of it tonight and then discussing it tomorrow. What do you guys as a Labour Party want to do to amend it? You guys have long been in favour of a customs union, a close economic relationship with the European Union. Are you going to table an amendment to make that case?
Well, let's see what we table once we've looked at the bill, once we've had discussions in the Shadow Cabinet. But we've always been supportive of a customs union with the European Union because we think that's key to trying to protect our economy, further improve it if we can, and safeguard jobs and protect a future of prosperity, hopefully, after 9 years of austerity.
And in practical terms, do you think it would be possible for you to amend this bill for a customs union, potentially secure a majority for it? It's come close, the idea of a customs union assembling a majority in this Parliament before, and argue that that could be a change to the political declaration. In other words, that the Boris Johnson plan could pass, but that the future vision of Brexit would be different from his.
Well, as it stands, there's no way we can support Boris Johnson's deal. Let's see what amendments succeed. As you say, we got close with the customs union vote not too long ago, but it wasn't because of Labour votes that didn't pass. It's because of other parties, unfortunately, and other independents not voting for it, even though they support the idea of a customs union. Don't want to see us without that. But as it stands, Boris Johnson's deal explicitly takes out the requisite and required protections on workers' rights, and we just can't jettison protections of workers' rights as a Labour Party, as a Labour movement.
What about, to come back to your words from a few minutes ago about the procedures in the Commons this afternoon, what about the argument that some of our viewers might be thinking, listening to our conversation, that some you win and some you lose, and you guys lost the referendum and it's time to stop slowing this process down?
I totally understand people's frustration, but 3 years has passed. The campaign was led by people like Boris Johnson saying no deal wouldn't happen, people like Boris Johnson emblazoning on the side of a bus all sorts of false promises about our National Health Service.
He says no deal doesn't have to happen because there's a deal.
Well, he says a lot of things. I mean, he even gave unlawful advice to the Queen, so he simply can't be trusted. I understand people's frustration, but that's why I say people should treat with caution and a mountain of salt Boris Johnson's slogan, "Get Brexit done." His deal, or a no-deal Brexit, won't get Brexit done. It wouldn't be the beginning of the end. It wouldn't be the end of the beginning, if anything, because it would mean the start of all sorts of further discussions with the EU about tariffs, about data sharing, about security. A credible leave option and remain are two ways of getting that done. And under a Labour government, we let the people decide which they want.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
My
Richard
pleasure.
Burgon there, Shadow Cabinet Minister, with an insight, Christian, into the debates to come, and I guess a setting out of the reality that whatever happens tomorrow, in the next week, in the next month, this Brexit conversation is going to rumble on.